Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in to watch. Thank you, I appreciate you so much. If you're new here, you can call me Nabz Arah. Kindly subscribe down below, join the community. I'll appreciate it so much. And on that note, I should say I appreciate all the Kenyans that have really supported the channel, joined the community, watched the videos, shared them, everything. I appreciate it so much. As you know by now, I have spent quite some time in Kenya, exploring Kenya. It has been amazing. I've put out some really great content. I've gained many Kenyan friends and subscribers, and I think it's time for me to do a video about my culture shocks in Kenya. Let's do this, guys. I've actually just spent a few minutes compiling this list. If I forget anything, I'll probably put it in the pinned comment, but for now, let's get started. So my number one point, this was on my very first day of reaching Kenya. It was how the drivers were so careful, but on top of that, they respected the traffic laws. I was going to say traffic lights, the traffic laws. So for me, as a pedestrian, okay? As a pedestrian, it is important for me that if I walk up to a point where there is a zebra crossing and my intention is to cross, you stop for me. And I experienced this in Kenya. They were stopping. Guys, at every zebra crossing we reached, the cars would stop, would pass. Like, you know, they know that people are supposed to cross from here, so they give us way. That was absolutely amazing. That was on my very first day, within like the first 2 hours of my time in Kenya. And I absolutely loved that, because where I come from, which is Uganda, absolutely no way, there is no way that someone is stopping for you. It's sad, but you could be at a zebra crossing and you still have to struggle to cross the road. So I really appreciated that. Also, this reminds me, there was a video, I think in that very video, because I talked about it, and someone left me a comment saying they're not supposed to be called zebra crossing. We should call them pedestrian crossing, because zebra crossing is a racist term. Kindly share with me your opinions in the comment section, because I was just looking at my key holder. I got a cute zebra key holder from the Maasai market, not the Maasai section in the city market in Kenya, and just those lines, black, white. I think that's why they named it that. Does it have anything to do with racism? Kindly educate us in the comment section. I appreciate it so much. The second point, this point, guys, I didn't taste. The entire time I was in Kenya, I felt like the salt was not enough. Whether it was my host that cooked like food I ate from home where I was being hosted, or the food I got in restaurants, fast food restaurants, the usual restaurants, the salt was never enough. I felt like I had to keep adding salt, and to show that I think they know, they were serving me extra salt, like extra salt packets at fast food restaurants. I've not seen any fast food restaurants doing that in Uganda. Or are they there and I've just never eaten from them? But anyways, in Kenya, every time I ordered food, especially for fast food, they would give me like ketchup packets, but then they would also give me extra salt, which made sense because there was never salt in the food. The fries would not have any salt. Like, I get that they could put little salt, but there's completely no salt. And in most cases, or all the times, I found myself adding salt to the food. So for me, that was a culture shock, because in Uganda, if I go to any restaurant, the food has been cooked with the salt that they deem enough salt for everyone. Yes, they might serve you extra salt. That's at restaurants, like they might put it on the table. But for me, the salt has always been enough. Even at home when I cook with enough salt. But at my host's place, the house help, every time she cooked, it's like she knew the salt wouldn't be enough. Even her, she would add salt. Like, all of us would be adding salt, and I'm just thinking, maybe you should just cook with the salt that you think is enough for the biggest number of people. So for me, that was like, where is the salt? I kept asking, and my friends kept saying, oh, the salt is just perfectly enough, and I'm just thinking, there is no salt here. So that was really different. I'm laughing at this point because my host family were always on our necks like this, because there's a time that me, Erin, and Connect were all there at the same time, and our host, they kept complaining and talking about how Ugandans are in the house, so they have to act Ugandan. This is the soup thing, guys. Soup. Where is the soup? Where is the soup? Where is the soup? Where is the soup? So as I came to understand, most foods are served without soup. Like you'll get ugali, sukuma, and maybe kachumbari, or ugali, sukuma, nyama choma, like barely any soup. And for me, let me even not include these guys, that was different. Like, where is the soup? We are used to dipping the food in some soup. Actually, for us, sukuma is like a side dish, like the greens. So if you're telling me you've served me ugali and sukuma and that's it, I just be feeling like. So there are times if they cook like beef or chicken, they were so lenient, they would put soup for us. But of course you can't put soup in sukuma. So if it was sukuma and ugali, that's basically it. And by the time I left, I was used to eating it and it tasted great. I just kept feeling like something is missing, like soup. Where is the soup? I went and tried nyama choma. Guys, I was like, the image I had in my mind for nyama choma was a soupy gravy kind of thing. No, it is meat alone without any soup, ugali, kachumbari. Food is served. Start eating. Travel is amazing. Travel is beautiful because you get to experience different things. That was different. And when I ate the food, I really liked it. But still, as a Ugandan, I just kept thinking, I think it would be better with soup. That was a culture shock. This should have been the second point even, but it comes in at number 4, which is a good thing: hospitality. I want to talk about hospitality and how welcoming and kind the people are from 3 different perspectives. The first perspective is going to be that of strangers, people that absolutely didn't know me, but were very kind. Okay, very kind. I think I talked about this in some other videos, but I'll talk about it again. When I just arrived, I didn't have network connection. Everyone is talking about how there is free Wi-Fi everywhere. How come I turned on my Wi-Fi and I couldn't access anything? Anyway, because I was downtown. Is that free Wi-Fi downtown? Because I didn't get to access it. Because I'd heard about it, so I was like, maybe if I just tap no password is needed, I would be able to access it. I wasn't able to. But then 2 people really helped me. I don't know them, they don't know me, they've never seen me anywhere. First was a lady that walked up to me because I'd crossed the road to go the other side to try and see if I can buy a Safaricom SIM card, and I was told I just have to go to the head office. So I just stood there kind of contemplating my life, turning on the Wi-Fi, it's not working, trying to call but the calls are not going through. I think she'd come in the bus with me, or she was just around there and observed me, because when the bus parked and we got out, I didn't even realize that we parked at the bus's offices. So I just started walking, and when I was stranded somewhere in the road, she came following me and told me, didn't you come with mash power? I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay, don't stand just here, you're going to look so idle, the policemen are coming. I don't know what that statement meant up to now. Like, do they arrest people for standing there idle? I don't know. But she directed me, she told me where the bus parked is the offices. You still have your ticket, go and show it to them, they'll let you up in the waiting area so that you wait for whoever you're waiting for. That was a lifesaver because I was tired. Standing around wasn't the best thing for me to do, but it also gave me time to sit in a place where I could relax and stop worrying about all the things that could go wrong. That was the first person. Didn't know her, but she was super helpful and very kind. Second person was the gentleman that was guarding the offices of Mash Power up there. He asked me if I'd come with Mash Power, and I was like, yeah, I did come with Mash Power. And he's like, so who's picking you? Do you know where you're going? I said, I don't know where I'm going. Okay, I said, I know where I'm going, but a friend is picking me, but I can't get in touch with him because my SIM card, I have no network basically. And he, thank God, Jinja Uganda had shared his Safaricom number with me, so I had to go get it up, give it to this gentleman. He used his own credit and called Jinja Uganda, and then I was able to speak to Jinja Uganda. That was a lifesaver. If that didn't happen, I don't know how else I was going to contact Jinja Uganda, because the plan was that he picks me from the Mash Power offices and then we would go about our day doing other things. So that was very helpful. That's the first part of me talking about hospitality from strangers, people I didn't know. It happened throughout the time I was there. People asked for directions, people that helped me with different things. Like, it was just amazing. Everyone that I walked up to, there's a time I was seated at archives waiting for a creator to go and make content, and I wanted to use the washrooms. Now, I know in Kampala there are public washrooms, but I didn't know where the public washrooms were at that point or around there. And I just walked to a gentleman that was so kind. I asked him, can you please direct me to where the public washrooms are? The entire time they were behind me, like I was standing and they were behind me, and I didn't know. Anyways, all this to say that at any one point I needed help and asked for directions, information and all that. I was helped, and I appreciate that so much. The second perspective is from the people that hosted me, my host family, our host family, that it's now called even the Ugandan embassy. So the Mwakazi family, Mwakazi Fitness, amazing people. We had such a great time. They only saw and watched us on YouTube, and they were willing and able to open up their home to us, hosted us the entire time we were there. Even when I was leaving, I was being told not to leave. You know, sometimes when someone hosts you for so long, they're just like, no. They were legit asking me not to leave. I had to, I even felt guilty leaving. That's how much they wanted me around, and that's how much I loved staying there with them. So that speaks volumes. That speaks a lot. It shows how much Kenyans are hospitable and really kind people. The third perspective of talking about hospitality would be the people that I see online. People that see me online and I also see them online. I've never seen in anyone's comment section of someone being in a country and then the people of that country are telling them, move here, come and stay here, you're very welcome here, stay as long as you want, don't leave, actually get second citizenship and become Kenyan. I've only seen that with Kenyans, not only in my comment section, in other people's comment sections, not only Ugandans, even people from other countries. And that just speaks volumes. Like, what? You like people this much? That's amazing. My fifth point is how much patriotism and love Kenyans have for their country. Now, this reminds me that I was taught patriotism as a kind of extra curriculum activity. Should I say like an extra class that must have been in high school, like being taught how to love your country and all that? Kenyans, were you taught this? Because I feel like even if I was taught this, or even if we were taught this as Ugandans, I just don't know. I just feel like the patriotism Kenyans have for their country is way up there. If they see anything anywhere with the word Kenya, they are tapping in. They want to hear, they want to see what are they saying about my country. And then they'll go in the comment section, correct you if you are wrong, give added information, share all these beautiful things about their country. Like, the patriotism is top notch, and the love that you guys have for your country. Like, even me, I say I love Uganda, but I feel like you guys are up there when it comes to your country, which is beautiful, which is amazing. It's such a nice thing to love where you come from, because home will always be home. I really, really, really love that about Kenyans, and it was kind of a shock because, yeah, I'm not seeing it much in other places. Maybe other people just have the love in the heart and they don't go around talking about it or showing it online. This particular one shocked me the day I arrived. The music in the matatus. I kind of feel like I'd heard about it, but I didn't know how extreme it would be. Also, I didn't think it was an everyday, daily, consistent thing. The matatus very much have loud music. If you come to Kenya and you don't use matatus, you'll have missed out on a whole different culture that I don't think you're going to find in other places. Are there other countries that do this? Maybe they're there and I just don't know. But the first time I was amazed, and from town to where our host's family is, we use Super Metro. So in my mind, the music was really loud. I was like, this music is really, really loud. And they're like, no, these are some of the quiet ones. And I was like, what do you mean these are the quiet ones? Like, up to now I still can't get it. They're not quiet. The music is loud. But those are the quiet ones. Thankfully I didn't get into the louder ones, because I don't know how that felt. Like, every time I was using the Super Metro to go back home, there are times that I felt like I was jamming along to the music and feeling like, yeah. But then there were times where I had extremely stressful days and I just wanted to go back home in silence. So sometimes I loved it, sometimes I didn't. But yeah, that was a real shock. Like, what do you mean? And someone asked me, are you trying to say in Uganda? In Uganda, if someone plays music, it will not be as loud. It will not even be as loud as the one in a super metro, which people consider quiet. But also, it's not a norm. Actually, people can tell you to turn off that music and you'll have to turn it down. Normally there will be radio stations like news, like a local radio station playing, but on a low volumes. The person at the back might not even be able to hear, but people have mixes, have DJs sing along, talking about yeah. It's like a disco. You can legit club in a matatu in Kenya. That was a shock. Okay, on that note of transportation, I'm going to just add this point. The transportation is affordable. I found that the transportation is generally affordable all across Kenya. In the parts I've been to, let me not talk like I went to the entire country, but anyways, my major comparison was the super metro from Jinja to CBD, which cost 60, sometimes 70, other times 50 shillings. Guys, that is way affordable. If I just compare all the different things, the transportation in Kampala is way more expensive. Okay? And the free ferry from Likoni to Mombasa, guys, to Mombasa Island, I was just like, what, it's free? Like this, like even the train connecting the central part of Kenya to the coast, connecting the whole of Kenya to the coast, what am I saying, is affordable. It's affordable. It's just like a whole 6 hours journey, and I'm paying 1,000 Kenya shillings. On a train, I feel like if we had that in our country, it would cost us a bit more. Even the commuter trains, they were cheap. Like for me, transportation was generally cheaper, and that was like, wow, it's cheaper here in Kenya compared to where I come from. The other point is about Mombasa, but Mombasa is in Kenya, so I'm talking about culture shocks. I might as well include it here. So while I was in Mombasa, the thing that shocked me, guys, this thing shocked me. It shocked me because I had never been in a place where people use salty water. I was just so shocked. Like, my friend Eva hosted me. If you guys have not yet seen those videos from Mombasa, you're welcome, check them out. You'll see her and see how cool she is. And as she's giving me a tour of the house, she's like, yeah, so when you're showering, this and this, make sure the water from the tap does not touch these kind of utensils because they will rust. And I'm just thinking, at that time I didn't realize how serious it was until the following morning. I got into a shower, brushed my teeth, the water is salty. That felt different. Showered with that water. For some reason, every single time I showered, I never felt clean. I felt sticky the entire time I was in Mombasa. And the people there, that's the kind of water they use. So actually, I thought that they pump it from the ocean, but I was corrected on that video. And someone told me they still dig it from down, but since they're near the ocean, the water is just still salty. And I'm just thinking, wow, that's such a shocker. So if you have plans of going to Mombasa, depending on where you'll stay, but I'm told the greater percentage of people use that water because it's more affordable than the fresh water. That was such a shocker, a complete shocker. It was such a different thing and different experience. Let's talk about the infrastructure development, because guys, for me this was a shocker. Like, you know, being here in Uganda, knowing that Kenya is our neighbor, I just kind of thought that, you know how you think that we're like, I think at the, I don't want to say same level, but like you feel like, I don't think something is going to shock me when I go there. Like, I don't think there's going to be such a different thing. Like, you just keep thinking, yeah, Kenya, Uganda, we are the same. How I was looking at the buildings like this, shocked at all these skyscrapers they have. How I was looking at the wide, extremely wide roads like this, wondering, okay, how many lanes now? 8, 10, 12? Guys, you know me and Erina is Africa, it's not a jungle. She likes to say Kenya is abroad to some of us. Kenya is literally abroad to some of us, because where? It's just like that. Like, you guys are just our neighbor, and then this development is such at a high pace. It's so amazing. I was shocked. This one, I had to learn the hard way. So we go to Gikomba, buy things, and then I'm telling the guy, okay, pack them for us. The guy's like, pack them for you where? He literally hands them over to me. So I walk around with my clothes like this, and then my friend tells me they banned plastic bags, so people no longer use plastic bags, which are the bags they used to pack for you, I think for free of charge back then. So now if you do not go with your own bag, shopping bag, or bag big enough to put what you've bought, you're literally going to carry it in your hands. It was a shocker to me. In Uganda, when you buy things, people are really happy to pack for you, whatever. Could be because we still have plastic bags and they're cheaper. But yeah. Okay, first it's even costed customer service. You've bought something, someone folds it nicely, packs it for you at no extra cost, unless there are so many you need a way bigger bag that you have to buy. But normally, pack for you, hand over to you, and you're all feeling like customer service on point. In Kenya it's different, but my friend explained that it's that whole saga of stopping the use of plastic bags that caused that. The guy that was selling also told us tax is very high these days, so I guess buying for you a packaging bag would lower their profits, which would make sense because everyone is in business for profits. The last point, I was shocked and surprised to find out that Kenya is divided in counties, and then the county is headed by a governor. In Uganda we have districts. If that's asking you the different parts of the country, the smaller parts of the country, they are districts. Okay, like when you talk about Uganda, you'll have Uganda, and then you'll have districts. So districts, we have Kampala district, Mukono district, such things, and then now the district will be divided into a county and then a municipality, and then now the counties will be divided into sub-counties. Okay, and then the levels go lower and lower up to the local council 1, local council 2. But for Kenya, when you talk about Kenya, you'll go to counties. So Nairobi is a county. I need to remember one more county. Mombasa is a county. Anyways, you get the point. So for me, I was surprised. They just kept talking about counties. Me, I know districts, but in Nairobi, in Kenya, I mean, it's different. Anyways, guys, those are my culture shocks in Nairobi, Kenya. Hoping I've not forgotten anything. Not in Nairobi, Kenya, in Kenya generally. Hoping I've not forgotten anything. I hope you guys are really enjoying my Kenyan vlogs. I still have some more coming. Keep watching. I appreciate the support, the love so much. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I appreciate you so much. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll see you in another one. Bye.